It's the Score North Twin Show.
All right, Score North Extra Innings right here on the Score North Twins YouTube channel. Been a while since I've been live from Target Field, I should say. The Twins had a 10-game road trip, and now they're here for 10 games starting tonight. They're hosting the Colorado Rockies for 3 games. They have the Oakland Athletics after that. They're in the middle of, I think they got, 7 more games before an off day a week from today. So there'll be a spot starter tomorrow. No word on who that will be quite yet, but just follow along for updates on that. But kind of the lead thing, Ross, was the City Connect jerseys are out. The Twins finally have a City Connect jersey to talk about and wear. So I was able to kind of get a little bit more intel and detail from this type of stuff. So I'm going to do my absolute best. Number one, I'm going to show them to you on the YouTube screen here for those watching. I played this slideshow on the normal Score North Twin show today. So for the visual audience, you know exactly what you're looking at if you're watching on YouTube. For the audio audience, I'm going to do my absolute best to paint the picture of what these look like. So bear with me for a second. Ross, I'll get into all the details of the uniforms. I have a very... let me just not bury the lead here. I'll just get right into it. I don't care about uniforms. It's never been something that has ever consumed my fandom. I know there's a lot of fans who love to talk uniforms, and I think that's great. It's never been a thing to me that makes me get completely bent out of shape. But I just want that in the ether first. I'm not sure what you kind of feel about new uniforms, but I just wanted to get this out there in a safe space, and that's how I feel about them to begin with.
Well, before you get your brush out and do your best Pablo Picasso, I will tell you I'm indifferent to the point of I also really don't care about uniforms, but I do love to appreciate and acknowledge when I see really good ones.
Sure.
And I do think there are a few rules that teams should abide by. But by and large, Declan, no, I don't really care either because the uniform doesn't really affect the team on the field. So
yes.
If anything, it's more bluster and I'm talking a big game more than anything. But we'll get into some of the rules and the things that I abide by when you're done painting with your broad brush here on the apparel.
All right, here we go. I'm going to do my absolute best. So these are their new City Connect jersey. It's the Ripple Effect. Now, the Ripple Effect comes from the 10,000 Lakes. Not sure if you ever heard that ever monikered or ever marketed in this state before. If you're a Twins fan and you've never been to Minnesota, we are the land of 10,000 lakes. So the jersey color is blue, and there's some yellow accents, and the water is reflecting off the sun, or the sun is reflecting off the water, I really should say. And it's mostly a deep blue with yellow accents to complement it. So there's also a new Minnesota logo. It's called the One Minnesota, and there is also a loon patch, which I actually love the most on the side of the jersey. There's a loon patch on the left side. A 10,000 Lakes patch also is on the hat of this, I believe. The bill of the hat is a state outline with a yellow bordered around it. And underneath the bill of the hat, underneath it, is the waters of Lake Minnetonka. I have not confirmed if Dave Chappelle influenced that decision or not, but you can purify your hats in the lakes of Minnetonka, I guess. The Twins took that and ran with it. I love that. They will wear them 11 times this year, including twice on this homestand for Friday and Saturday. And they will have new jerseys every 4 years. So the Twins, I believe, were the last team to get the City Connect jerseys. You know, I was talking to some people around about them because the Twin Cities jerseys that they gave out that they unveiled last year, that probably would have been the smarter play, right, to do like a City Connect jersey with the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul. And by the way, I think those are the best jerseys that they have unveiled in the last year. I think those ones are the best. But the Twins will wear these at least 11 times for this year. It's blue. It's a completely new look, which I do appreciate. I think if you're doing something completely new from scratch, that's what I enjoy the most. So Ross, that's my Pablo Picasso. I was never much of an artist. That was not my strong suit. I didn't take pottery class, but that's the best I can do to describe those. I'll play them again for the YouTube audience, but I guess just your overall takes on the uniforms. What do you think of them?
So overall, Declan, to kind of repeat what we said here at the outset, again, some people who follow me, they'll see that I do love to tweet out and talk about when I see beautiful uniforms or uniforms that I find offensive. Typically, the uniforms, Declan, that I find offensive are uniforms that have nothing to do with your color scheme.
Yeah.
For these City Connect uniforms, I will kind of throw that out because everybody's in Major League Baseball for the most part. They don't really seem to fit with a team's scheme. My main problem, first off, I'll say this. The hat, I love the hat.
The hat's great. It's my favorite part, too.
Yep. Yeah, the hat's great. I've seen a couple other ones that they're schlepping in the team store. I would maybe get a hat. There is still a caveat with the hat, though, Declan. Okay. Nothing about that hat screams Minnesota Twins. It just more or less looks like a Minnesota Department of Tourism hat. But it is a nice hat. I'll give them that. The rest of the uniforms, I don't know. That's a lot of blue. That is a ton of blue to be wearing. And then it looks even worse when it's highlighted with the yellow belt. So I don't love them so much. My main problem, Declan, here with the City Connect jerseys, and I guess specifically for the Minnesota Twins, which the Twins came right out and said it in pretty much everything that you said, it's more of a Minnesota Connect jersey. It's not a City Connect jersey.
That is correct.
It's not a Twin Cities Connect jersey for the Minnesota Twins. It's more of just a Minnesota Connect jersey. So that's a little odd to me. And then my bigger issue with all of these jerseys, Declan, when you look around Major League Baseball, we should be connecting the team to the city, not just making a random jersey that spouts all the things that are great about the city or the state. So I don't love these, but again, I don't get too worked up about it. My only hard and fast rule when it comes to uniforms, and my beloved University of Minnesota violates this, and the University of Iowa State violates this all the time. Black is not in your color scheme. Don't wear black uniforms. Gray is not in your color scheme. Don't wear gray uniforms. Do whatever you want. Wear whatever combination you want of your uniforms within your own damn colors, Declan. That is my rule. That's it. Other than that, do whatever you want. Oregon wears 18 different uniforms in 13 different football games, Declan.
Yeah.
I don't care. Yeah. 99% of them are Oregon-themed colors.
Right.
That's my one rule. Overall, Declan, I would wear the hat. If the Twins want to send me one, I would proudly wear it. The rest of the jersey, I'd probably donate it right away.
Let's see if I can get an expense report from our powers that be to see if I can just buy a couple hats. But what I think what I don't like, and this comes from, I'm gonna hopefully not going to upset too many people by saying this. I grew up on the east side of St. Paul. I now live in the burbs on the Woodbury side of things. Why do we need Lake Minnetonka on the hat?
It's always Lake Minnetonka.
You know, why?
It's always Lake Minnetonka.
Why? Look, I know it's a beautiful area, and let me just put this very nicely. A lot of beautiful people live there. But, do we really associate Lake Minnetonka with the City Connect of Minneapolis? Again, I think that's what you're saying, too, with, Minneapolis, St. Paul, and the Twins. We're just going to use the Lake Minnetonka at the bottom. That's just a gripe. That's just a personal gripe. I'm not upset that it's on there necessarily. I just don't really understand it.
Would you prefer a Colby Lake or a Powers Lake on there? That's a
White Bear Lake or
White Bear Lake. We're just repping our cities. It's an inside joke only for Declan and I. But I would ask you this, Declan. I think were you in the locker room just a little while ago?
I was. Yep.
What do the players think?
They like them. I was able to talk to a few guys about them, and I even gave them, is it anonymity? I think I'm saying that right. Anonymity.
Very well done. Very well done.
Right. I used to butcher that word all the time doing news updates in St. Cloud. I said, I'm not going to quote you. I'm not going to put you on the record here.
Speaking on a condition of anonymity.
Yep. Just let me. What do you think here? What do you like? They like them a lot. They said they all like them a lot, and I feel too. When you do something different, I think you're doing it right. I do, even though there's things that you and I just expressed we don't like about the jersey. It's a completely different color scheme. Now that can upset folks, just like my friend Ross over here. But also, if it's a chance to do something completely different, I think that's also kind of cool to do. The players like them. Yeah, they'll wear them Friday and Saturday. I know one player didn't have any of that cream color embroidered hat. He had to go ask some Twins employee to go grab him a hat.
He was at the kiosk. He was at the shop.
He went to go get one for him. I kind of figured, maybe the players are ready to have it, and I'm sure they're going to get, more than enough apparel of it starting Friday, Saturday. But then also the marketing of these jerseys, they can start wearing them next year again more, but like how do they want to do that? Because also the starting pitcher plays a role in that too. So like Chris Paddock, who's starting today, who was always kind of like very swagged out on the mound, like if it's a Friday home game and the Twins are advertising, we're going to wear these on Friday home games, but if Chris Paddock's like, well, I like to wear the white jerseys on Friday home, there creates a little bit of a dilemma there. Rocco is not a jersey guy. I don't know if you ever noticed, like when Rocco manages, Rocco's not in full uniform. Like Rocco's not wearing a jersey. Rocco's a hoodie man. He wears the hoodie. So Rocco
He's a big sun shirt guy too in the warmer weather.
Yeah, so he said, I will not be wearing the jersey, not because he does not like them, just because he's not a jersey human being and he likes to wear a hoodie. He claims he might have to participate in a photo shoot with them tomorrow. He is not too thrilled about that. But regardless, I think the players, from what I was able to gather and talk to, look pretty good. And also, the last thing on this, Ross.
Yeah.
I think you get a better feel for the jersey once you see them on and they're moving and they're playing and they're not like, modeling them or like they're on a mannequin in the team store. I think once you start like seeing them in action, I do think your perception of them starts to change a little bit too.
I loved you bringing up the pitchers and how they play into this, because I was actually specifically going to ask you about that, because this year it doesn't look like the pitcher has a say in it. They've already told you the days that we're wearing them.
Yeah.
And Declan, I don't know if you know this about Major League Baseball players, but not only can they be a little stitious, they can be very stitious.
Yeah.
So I guess I am kind of wondering about any one of these guys. They get to pick their own uniform. The pitchers always pick it. Well, now for, what did you say, 11 times? 10 times they don't, because they'll wear them twice in June, 3 times in July, 4 times in August, and twice in September. Very interesting.
Yeah, so they'll wear them 11 times, a couple times this week. I mean, where I'm in the press box, Ross. Obviously, like I'm in the now called Thrivent Club. I know it used to be called the Legends Club. And this area is more. I wouldn't say like younger people sitting here. I think it's mostly like families and other older adults. I'd say I wouldn't say there's like people my age. I say kids. I'm 31 years old.
It's a business crowd too.
It's a business crowd. So, but because like the pop-up stores are all around, I don't know if like people are going to be wearing them around and stuff. I think that's going to be interesting to see if they end up, trying to use these. People just trying to wear the merchandise around a little bit. I am curious, just like to kind of scan the ballpark tonight, just to get a feel of that. But in general, I like them. I think they're good, and we'll see them 11 times this year.
Well, and Declan, props to whoever runs the website for the Minnesota Twins. If you go to their website /City Connect, or it's literally just littered all over the first page, they have a very nice page dedicated to these jerseys, and it walks you through how they did everything, what everything means. Love the loon, the ripple, one Minnesota, the 10,000 Lakes patch. So everything we talked about, if you're listening in audio form, you can check out at the Twins website. I do have a question for you, Declan. We talked, and I do have a quick hitter for you, by the way, but we talked yesterday. We actually did a pod after the Twins' momentous victory over the Pittsburgh Pirates, and we both talked about maybe there would be a roster move today. To my knowledge, I don't believe there was a roster move today at all. Was there?
They're correct. There was not.
Okay.
So not a roster move today.
We're feeling good about our one-game winning streak.
They are. They will obviously make one tomorrow because the rotation got pushed back. So there is a TBD starter tomorrow. I'm assuming, I'm not reporting, I'm assuming that's Louis Varland. Louis started on Thursday for the Saints. It's TBD. He'd be lined up, obviously, to start tomorrow. They're in the middle of the 13-game homestand. They want to give the pitchers a little bit of a break. So that's why they're having a TBD starter. Could be Caleb Bushley, too. Both Varland and Bushley are on the 40-man roster. So that just makes it a little bit of an easier add. They're both obviously in AAA just down the river. So TBD on the pitching roster move. But offensively, I know you and I kind of kicked around, and we talked about with Mackie and Judd today, too, on the Score North Twins show. Alex Kirilloff struggles, and Kirilloff hasn't obviously been able to put together some good at-bats. As of now, he is here. He's in the lineup. He's DHing today. I know we don't obviously preview too many of the games and stuff here on the Extra Innings, but Willie Castro will get the start at second base and the leadoff spot. The Twins are trying anyone and everyone trying to figure out a good leadoff hitter. Willie Castro, who got pegged like 4 times yesterday, the Iron Bones. Apparently called them dinosaur bones, and then Rocco was told dinosaur bones are hollow, so like they're not like super strong bones. But he said, I'm still calling it still calling them dinosaur bones regardless. But Willie Castro will be the guy who's leading things off in the lineup today.
With 15 different bruises from the last few weeks
Oh, God.
for our guy Willie Castro, who showed some frustration yesterday in the 10th inning. Clearly, none of the balls that hit him yesterday or over the weekend, I don't think any were intentional. But when you wear that many in the course of a weekend, that's going to be very frustrating. Quick hitter for you. It is very timely, Declan, and I think fairly easy. You shouldn't have to dig too deep in the Rolodex. I'll give you mine and then volley to you. Actually, no, it's your bit. So I throw out the question, you answer.
Okay.
Favorite Twins jersey of all time?
The Baby Blues. The Baby Blues.
Okay.
The Baby Blues with the red from the 70s, right? 70s, I think they debuted those.
Yeah, 70s and 80s, I believe.
I did not catch, and I know I'm putting you on the spot. Did Mr. Royce have anything to say about these jerseys?
You know what? I know he did. I just didn't hear anything. I didn't hear him either on Royce Unchained today, and I was not bopping around during Monday Night Sports Talk with him and Joe Souchere.
Okay.
But I'm going to go ahead and guess the two gentlemen who do Monday Night Sports Talk probably not a fan, and I can't imagine that Royce would have been a fan in talking with Judd. But it is a good way to listen, or a good reason to listen, and a good shameless plug for Royce Unchained. I like the Blues, Declan. I actually think the Twins have always had pretty good uniforms. I love the cream ones that they had early on in Target Field. I wish they wore those more. And Declan, I think you know this about me. I have a big affinity towards my guy Brad Radke, and Brad Radke loved wearing that blue jersey that said Minnesota across.
Yep.
I like that jersey too. Nothing great, but I thought it was a little bit different for the time. So, that baby blue though, that's really tough to beat. So, I approve. Good job, Declan.
And then just what about? I'll throw a quick hitter back at you. What is your favorite jersey, like in sports, like in maybe even non-Minnesota?
Wow. Hockey has a lot of good ones, Dex, as you know. I love the New York Rangers uniforms. They have great ones.
Yep.
The University of Bob Morris, before they tipped out of the canoe and came back, they had very good American-themed uniforms that were like red, white, and blue.
Sure.
Love those. So there you go for the hockey people. Baseball, it's really tough to beat the Dodgers. It's just a great traditional, beautiful uniform. Football, I'm a homer. I think maroon and gold looks great. I do love the Gophers uniforms. I always have when they do it right. But the Dodgers, that jumps out to me right away. And the Royals, when they do that baby blue, Declan, that's a good uniform too as well. Kansas City quietly has really good uniforms.
So I like anything Seattle. I think the Mariners make great uniforms. Love the Seattle
ones.
ones.
The Kraken are great too, by the way.
Kraken are good. In fact, you know what? I think I just like teal because I love the old school Mighty Ducks. I love the teal with that like deep purple with the old duck logo that they had when they first were the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim. Those ones are a good one for me. Yes, Seattle's always good. They look like I have heard that they do look like soccer jerseys. I know they look, kits, right? That's what we call them, kits.
Kits on the pitch, Declan.
Yeah, kits on the pitch. They do kind of.
Ooh,
look
that's
like
a great
jerseys.
emo rock band name. I'm gonna jot that down.
I like that one. I love that one. But yeah, hit the like button, hit subscribe button. This is Score North Extra Innings. This is Score North content from every Twins home game. I met my guy Trevor Plouffe for the first time. He's here also covering the game. So our guy Trevor Plouffe will join the Score North Twins show tomorrow morning as well to talk some Minnesota Twins. So hit the like button, subscribe button. Plenty of Extra Innings content coming at you throughout this homestand and beyond. Appreciate you guys listening. We'll be talking at you soon.